Monday the 2nd, I have one TTM to take a look at here. This one has been out a while, if it's who I think it is. Initials under BC. It is postmarked from the D.D. Daniels station in New Jersey, so close to New York City. I think we're going to see a Hall of Famer's rookie card right here. It's going to be Mr. Bill Cowher. Let's see if that's him. Check it on open, and yes, indeed it is. He added his, what was that, Super Bowl XL, I believe it was they won, but a little bit of damage in the mail, nothing too severe though, but yeah, check that out right there. Another Hall of Famer rookie card to add into the collection. Very happy to get that one back. Sent that one back, I think, in February. It's been out a while there, so really excited to get this one back in. Not a big fan of Cowher as a coach because, you know, Steelers, but former Browns player, so yeah, we'll allow that. And I mean, Hall of Famer rookie card, those two go together well. So there you go. Nice way to start the week. Hopefully there's going to be more, because, I mean, the last 2 weeks I've had, like, one day of video, and that's it. So, yeah, hopefully this week goes better. We'll see. Saturday, October 7th, I have two items in the mailbox, a TTM and a trade. Check out that trade first here. This one was from a member on sportscollectors.net, Rob, R-O-B-B. And there's a set card in here that I need. So, very happy to land that one. You'll see it right here. Mason Wynn. So that's another one for the 2021 Heritage set. Don't remember what I gave up to get it, but I'll take it. I mean, it's a freaking set card. I need that. So very happy to land that one. So let's take a look at the TTM here. Postmark from Orlando, Florida. The initials under SG. It's going to be a guy who is currently active. He was mostly in the minors this year. I think maybe entirely in the minors this year. But it should be Shane Green. And I literally mailed it to him like 3 days before he got signed and sent to a minor league team. So very happy to actually get this one back now, as he waited until the offseason to sign it. And signed all 3 cards I sent, including a set card right there for the 2021 Heritage set. So, got a regular Heritage card and a Heritage Minors card, both signed for my sets there. Yeah, good stuff. So, on that note, it's been a fairly short week. I had that one success the other day. I had these two here with a TTM and a trade. So, I had a question on a video a couple weeks ago about, you know, how I put myself together for prepping for games and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm going to do that. I'm going to record it tomorrow. It'll come right up after this. So have the answer on that and show off how I assemble everything and go about finding everything. So there you go. Stay tuned. We'll have that right up next. All right. As promised, this is actually Monday that I'm doing this, the 9th, because we don't have any mail today. It's Indigenous Peoples Day. So I'm wearing the F.A. Sapmi jersey for that, because only Indigenous group of Europe. Good stuff. I'm a small part of them. So, but yeah, so I wanted to make sure I got this in this week because the video is kind of short. And it goes back to this question that Jack Smith left on my channel a couple weeks ago. And he asked, do you have a video of how you organize your cards and stuff for IP graphing and how you go about getting them signed at the park? Well, I think it's about time that I do that. So just because of that, I figured, all right, yeah, we'll go ahead and break this out and show you a little bit about how I organize everything and the multiple methods I have really for it, depending on, you know, what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. So the biggest thing that really helps you out for graphing in person, I mean, number one, you gotta have a way to keep everything easily organized, because a player might just pop up on you at the last second. You have to go, oh crap, where's my cards of him? And you don't want to have to, you know, have this handful of cards just sitting there, and you have to shuffle through them and everything. So yeah, don't do that, especially if you're, you know, dealing with a team of, you know, 25 minor league players and you've got stuff on, you know, 20 of them or something. That's going to put you really behind the 8 ball. So I've always been one to recommend graphing boards and graphing books. And so yeah, we'll go ahead and show you off a few of these ones. What I used to start out with, back when I was doing hockey all the time, was graphing boards. They look like this. Kind of see it, get the light out there. What I've done is I taped down paper photo corners there, going enough to hold 3 cards here by 3 cards, 3 by 3. So you hold up to 9 cards on a page here, which really works well. I wouldn't say, you know, don't go carrying around 9 cards for a single player most of the time, but, you know, if you have 3, 4, 2, however many of a guy, you can usually put them on there. So, you know, you can put like 2 here and have a little space right there, 2 here, space right there, 2 here, space right there. You know, however you want to do it. Row of 3 across, a block of 4, however you want to do it. My biggest recommendation, though, is make sure that if you have multiple players on a row, put a space between them. If you have 2 cards of one guy, 1 card of another, don't put them all, you know, like, I'm going to put these 2 right here and this one right here, because if you do that, a guy might, you know, sign those first 2 and just go right on down the line and sign the third and go, oh, crap, that is not a card of me. And I have had that happen before. So Keep a little space in there. If you have, one card each on a guy, don't put them both right here. Put one here and one here to leave a space in between. Something like that. I got a few other options I can show you in some of the other books here, but so those worked out really well for me. It's on kind of these were actually these metal bound folders. Had this like metal bracketing right in here. They went between the two holes and went right between there and held two of these together. But if you get them, you take the bracketing off of there. Got this nice heavy duty piece of cardboard there. It's kind of, I mean, you can see how thick it is right there. And I mean, it doesn't bend easily and doesn't tear easily at all. So I made a whole bunch of these. They worked out really well. So the next one I made was I moved down to Arlington here, and that's when I put together this book right here. It's one of those ordinary composition notebooks that I've hit a duct tape to hold it together at this point, but it's one of those ones that has like the black and white cover on it, kind of like speckly cover. There's this composition notebook or something like that on it. Has this paper duct tape type binding on it around the outside, usually black, and yeah, just all the papers. You can I'd see if I can find the middle page here. You can. Okay, yeah, I forgot I had to tape that together too. But the middle page, you'll notice, is like has like a string binding running through it. The string binding runs through there, and so I put a piece of duct tape down the middle there to reinforce it. Because I mean, I've been using this one for 10 years. I like it that much. It's falling apart real bad sometimes, but it works. I'm not going to change it if I can avoid it. But where I set this up, so I've got 4 cards per page in this one. Yeah, right here we can find a good page. And occasionally I'll put a few horizontal as well. I'll show that in a minute. But right there you got like 4 cards of Ryan Garcia all together on a page right there. And so it works out well. If you have 4 of a guy, you can put it right in there. If you have 2 of a guy or 3 of a guy, it works well too. Jorge Bonifacio on that page. Yeah, 3 Noah Cameron cards, Chandler Champlain, Mason Barnett, all just set up like that, And again, make sure you leave a little space if you have multiple players on there. So try to see if I have anywhere I'm like that at all, but I don't think I do. Yeah, like here I've got Asa Lacy and Gavin Cross together, 2 and 2. So there's at least kind of a visual barrier there a little bit. Whereas, if you put 2 right next to each other, you don't have that. So just remember, spacing can be very important, especially with a notebook like this. I mean, I have stuff on here going well back. I mean, I showed you that middle page right there, and I had stuff, I mean, yeah, my stuff goes past the middle page on here about, okay, just past the middle page, but still, I mean, this is like an 80-page notebook, 2-sided on each page, so 80 pages times 8 cards. This will have to hold 640 cards right there. You're probably not going to be carrying 640 cards for very many events. The only time that I ever did that was the NHL draft when I had that book plus 2 binders with me, and that was total overkill, but it worked. There weren't many players I missed at all, that's for sure. So I did have a lot of stuff for guys that weren't there at all, though. So, getting off topic. So the 4x4, or the 2x2, 4 per page, I always like that. And I mean, this book, I've duct taped it to hold it together, and yeah, it works well for me. So I've been sticking with it, planning to stick with it for quite a while. Another thing you can always use are these composition notebooks that you can get, or not composition notebooks, these art notebooks. So see them right there, spiral bound. We got kind of like some slightly heavy duty paper on there, but what I do there is, you can see here how I space them out a bit more. I can put, again with this one, 9 per page, 3x3. And I also like putting a few horizontal ones like there, because I mean, that horizontal one of John Hicks, I don't want to have him, turn the book, or have to turn the book for him. The easier you can make it for the player, the better your luck is going to be. So, put a few in there, you can have them set up. So I've got this one, for example, I can put a card across this way, keep it vertical, or I've just stuck another photo corner right there to go horizontal. So, something to consider there. And you don't always just have to go with, like, the 4x4, or the 2x2 that I showed you there, or the 3x3 design. My Dell Stars alumni book here, for example, is a, what is it, set up as a 4x2. So I've got like 2 cards of Richard Matchuk, 3 cards of Alan May there, and enough room to go 4x2 on each one. So that works out real well too. If you have, 4 of a guy, you can put straight across, or if you have some 2s, 3s, however many. Yeah, that's the great thing. There are a lot of really easy options to use on putting together a graphing book for this, and it just depends on what you need. So you got a lot of options there. Last one I'm going to show you, I think it's up here, is my 1x3. Is this the right one? No, it's the other one's over here. We've got 2 different ones made. That's right, because this one has, I was going to put a pocket on the top of it here that I just duct taped down, and you can stick a roster right in there so you can know exactly what players you're looking for. But I had this one custom made down at like Staples, Office Depot, one of those kind of places. Get yourself some kind of heavier cardstock, and have it, let's see, how wide did I make this? It was about, We gotta think, cards are 2.5 inches wide. So with 2.5 inches wide, and I have it set up to hold 3 across the page, what I would need to do is have at least 7.5 inches and a little extra space. So I think it was 8 inches wide. Cards are 3.5. You gotta have room for the spiral binding, a little bit of extra space. So about 4.5 by 8 is probably about the size I had this made to. And there you go. So it goes 3 by 1 across. You can go two-sided on it too. I have it two-sided, but I don't really use the second side that much because you don't want to get your cards like getting caught in the other side there. So just go single-sided. When you have them bind it, here's the biggest thing. Check out the size of that ring on there. I think there's maybe 50 sheets in here, and I told them put on a ring that you would usually use for like 100 or 150 sheets. Because when you put those cards in, it really spaces out. You can see down at the bottom here, that's where there are no cards. Up on the top, that's where the cards are in, and it really spaces it out quite a lot. So if you have one custom made, get a larger ring put on it. Trust me on that. It's going to look really weird when you're first putting it together, but it's the same thing with that art notebook. You may notice I took out some of the pages there. You can kind of see right there. And even then, I mean, just look at that, how much it expands out. So you need to take some pages out if you do something like that. That's why I like the binder method there that I showed you with that Stars Alumni one there. Because you can control the width and everything of that binder. You don't want to, fill it up all the way with pages and then, yeah, it's just going to be kind of overkill there. But if you fill up, a third of the way with pages, put your cards in, and just judge it by space from that. So, anyways, one of the things I really like about this one is having a 3 by 1 like this. It makes it easier to drop if you have to drop it down or throw it at any point, which in the Rangers ballpark, you're going to have to do that probably at some point. You're either going to be tossing it over the dugout, tossing it down to the camera well, dropping it down from down the line or something like that. So the great thing you can do with this is, let's say Mike Ford. Let's say Mike Ford is coming over and he's signing right down the line. What you do is carry a couple rubber bands with you. In my case, I carry some elastic hair ties that have like the kind of fabric coating or whatever it is on there, because those don't have any friction to them the way the rubber band would if it's having to slide over something. Take it, stretch it over the top there. Easier said than done. There we go. You stretch it over the top, stretch it around everything, and if you line up just right, it'll go right between the cards there. Do the same thing here on the other side as well. And so not only is it going to hold your book right to the page that you want, you take your pen and slip it right in there as well. So that way you can drop your pen and your book easily right down to the player. They can take it, take the pen out, sign your cards, stick it back in, toss it up to you. The easier you can make it for the player and for yourself, the better your odds are going to be. And I mean, it takes a little bit extra prep. You have to be kind of quick with putting that rubber band on and taking it off and moving it around and stuff, but it comes with practice. So there you go. Some just simple ideas on ways to be able to help out your in-person graphing right there. So next thing that Jack was asking about was, how do I go about getting them signed at the park? Well, unfortunately, I don't really have a good video on how to do all that, but I can give you a little bit of intel on, how to figure out where to go using stuff that's online. So let's go to that next. All right, so a little bit about how to go about getting a little bit of intel on where to go in a ballpark. What I've decided to do is I'm going to start with Toledo. Since I've been there before, I went to a game there, last year. So let's take a look here, and just by going on Google Maps, you can kind of get yourself an idea of stuff, or not just the ballpark itself, but around the ballpark. So, for example, just looking right here, this parking lot right down here at Summit and Washington Street is where Aaron and I parked when we went on our 2018 road trip. Very short walk to the ballpark. I think it was like maybe $10 to park there. Not bad at all. So, I mean, you can get an idea just by looking around on all this. Okay, hey, where's some place to park? Where's some place to eat? Where's anything like that? So, there you go. Gives you a little bit of an idea about stuff there. So, if you zoom in on the field here, you get fifth, third field, and you can kind of get a little bit of an idea of a few things, like, for example, where the bullpens are at, because that can help you out sometimes, being able to go and get some of the pitchers as they're waiting before a game or even after a game. So by just looking at the map here, scrolling a little bit more, you can see right there, fortunately here, the bullpen is down the line. So you might be able to get a few pitchers there, right next to the bullpen there, either before the game, after the game, whenever. Beats the hell out of having it out in center field or out in somewhere in the outfield where you have no access to it. So that's always good. Let's see, what else can you do? You can also grab the Street View. And look at this. You get a lot of views that you can use there on the field. And that can kind of give you an idea, hopefully, of being able to see where do the teams come out from? Do they have a corner outfield entrance to the field? Do they have to come through the dugout? Let's check this out. So let's go right to the pitcher's mound there and see what we can do here. Okay, that doesn't really help me out much, unfortunately. So let's close out of that one. Let's try maybe that home plate one. Yeah, let's see if that home plate one helps us out. Oh, good lord. Come on, guys, get it together. Typically, you can find some that are like on the field whenever they have like open house for fans to come out on the field and stuff. So I'm going to keep on messing around here until hopefully I'm able to come up with one. Oh, geez. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm not getting a whole lot of help from these. We'll try one more here. Let's see, what have I not tried yet? I tried a whole bunch of those. Let's go one more right here, kind of center field. Jesus, guys, get it together. So there's a drone shot. Let's see, can we see into the dugouts from here at all or anything down the lines? So kind of see down the line, but the dugouts are what's going to help you the most here. So yeah, I can't really see too well down into the dugout, but you can kind of tell there's a little bit of a tunnel back into there, it seems like. So teams are probably going to take the field by coming through the dugout, which honestly kind of sucks for you because, sometimes a guy can just go, if you're stuck down at the outfield end of the dugout or something waiting for players and a guy comes out right there, well, he might just, trot right there onto the field and completely skip you there and not come anywhere near you down there. Or vice versa, if it happens to the tunnels down here, you might be stuck down here. So it's always best when you've got a ballpark where they come in through the outfield, which unfortunately doesn't really seem to happen that much. It's happening less and less now, but yeah, see, I mean, there's no sign of any doors out there or anything like that for players to come through. So unfortunately, Toledo, they're probably coming through the dugout, as you can see there. So kind of sets you behind the 8-ball a little bit, but you'll at least have, chances near the dugout, hopefully, and you can hopefully see down into the dugout there to see, oh, hey, this guy just came out, anything like that. Get down the field, whatever you can. Yeah, I wasn't able to see if there's any netting in there, which I know there is from my own having been there before, but sometimes you have to see in there and see, is there any netting around there? And if so, how far does it go? Which, I mean, with baseball being as it is now, it's probably going to start going almost pole to pole in every ballpark now. So we won't really have to worry much about that because you're going to be stuck with it no matter what. But sometimes post game, you can try to get some guys outside the ballpark afterward. And again, this is where that can help you out. So you grab your Street View little guy here, put you down at the corner here of Huron and Washington. And you can kind of get a look here like, okay, where might players exit from? And so this is their home plate gate right here. If you zoom in right there, it's an entry to the suites right there as well. Might see some guys come out through there at some point. I can tell you from having done Toledo before, some players do exit through that suite entrance, through that home plate gate around there. So you got to keep an eye out around there if you're going to try to graph post game outside. Walking up the street here a little bit as well. Just kind of take a look along here and go, okay, hey, what are some of these doors? So you got some unmarked doors right there that might go somewhere. Got another door. Oops, a little too far. Let's go back one right there. You kind of see, okay, hey, what does this door say here? Zoom in here. Emergency, do not block door. Okay, probably doesn't really help you much there, but you just keep on, going up the street here and take a look and just see, where might players enter and exit from. An odd little cut in right there, but I don't see any kind of doors there. Let's see here. Back down. Yeah, it looks like some kind of just an office there that has nothing to do with anything. You've got your another gate down here, first base gate. Yeah, you don't really see any kind of potential entrances there, but you never know with some of these unmarked doors down here. Okay, might this be, where the bus pulls up, for example? Might you see some opposing players or even home team players exit through here? So keep an eye out for anything like that. When you get there early, walk a lap around the ballpark. Just see what you find. See if there's a door that says, visiting team entrance. That's, about as subtle as a hammer to the forehead right there. So you can always take that one. You can use, check out stuff around here. See where the bus pulls in, anything like that. You just take a walk around, see what you see. Just keep on observing anything that you can. So that's just using Toledo as an example. I'm going to put in Frisco next, since I always do that one quite a bit. So, Frisco, Rough Riders. And so once again, you can kind of zoom in here, get an idea of the parking situation here, where they've got the big lot right over here on the first base side. You've got this lot out here. You've got a garage over here. The lot that I'm zooming in on is the player's lot. So you can't park there, but knowing that, you'll at least know, where guys are likely to exit for the home team. Visiting team might be a little bit tougher, but let's again here zoom in on the field here. So let's see if we can get a view on the field here from perhaps second base. And there you go. You can kind of see out here. It's a post-game fireworks night or something like that. So you get a bunch of people out on the field. Unfortunately, I can't really get a good view into the dugouts from here. It looks like, yeah. So see if we can get a different one here after using that one. Let's try. See what this one behind third base looks like. Nope, that's from the stands. Doesn't really help you there. But I will take a look here real quick. Ah, that doesn't help you. There's too far out. So somebody from the suite's taking that one. We'll try one more here. I think I'll try this back one first. Let's try this one here. No, that's what I just tried to see. How does this one look? No, that looks like almost a drone shot or something. We'll do one more try here from right behind home plate. What's that look like? Well, okay, it gives you a view into the stands. You get a view anywhere? Yeah, I can't really get the good view that I was looking for here. So, yeah, I'm striking out on this real bad right now, unfortunately. But let's zoom in a little bit here. So again, looking for where the bullpens are. If you don't know Frisco, you're gonna look down at the field here, and you see there's no room anywhere on the field here down the lines. There's nothing out there in center field or anything like that. The bullpens are tucked way up here in the corners, which is great actually because you've got this spot right here that runs along there where you can go there pre-game, post-game, try to get the relievers as they're, hanging out in the bullpen or just about to head down to the locker room or anything like that. So same thing on the other side as well here. Visiting team one right down here. So you got some options, fortunately, for the bullpen. Again, at least it's not out in the outfield or anything like that. So, about one more here. Let's try to take a look around the ballpark here and just, get an idea of some of the stuff that you might be able to take advantage of for graphing. So we'll drop it down here at the corner of Diamond and Texas Rangers. And this is the, let's see, where is this? This is on the third base side. And what you can do, you kind of zoom in and say, hey, what's this got here? Oh, hey, Rough Riders Administrative Office. Kind of makes you wonder, you might see somebody come out through there, so something to keep in mind. And from here, like I said, just take a lap around the ballpark and see what kind of crazy stuff you might come across here. And, well, hold on here. Hey, is that a batting cage right there? So you got the batting cage right there on the third base line toward home plate. Got another gate right there that you might see players come out of because it's, connected right to this building that I was mentioning here to keep an eye on there, the administrative offices. So got some options right along there. Continue zooming on down here. There's gates all along here. So you got this, wrought iron fence here that has a few gates and openings in it there. You never know if somebody might try to get out through one of those or something like that. So you kind of got to be prepared and just kind of know players' habits a little bit too. So head up this way. Whoa, not what I was trying to do. There we go. So let's try this again. Come on. Misclick. Try to click past the Riders Outpost here. There we go. Continuing on down. So now we're reaching the home plate gate. So got home plate right here with the big Nolan Ryan statue out there. And might players come out through there? You might. I mean, there's a few who might take an as a side exit like that. So once in a while, something to keep an eye on. Let's go up this first base side. Again, you got the wrought iron fence here, gates and all that. Let's see. Yeah, parking being blocked off there. So this was definitely taken on a game day there with the parking being blocked off here. It says April 2021. So looking at probably an early season game from a couple years ago. And so, yeah, it takes you out. This is now we're out in center field. And whoa, hey, what's this? Oh, hey. That's a big old garage type entry right there. It kind of makes you wonder, might they pull a bus in there or something like that? Got some of those doors that happen to be along here. What's this door here say? That says employee vending entrance. Okay, nothing to really have to worry about here, but hang on. What's this one? We've got a door right here. Oh, hey. Clear as day. That says visiting team and umpire entrance. So if you're looking to graph a visiting team outside of a ballpark, look around for doors like that, because you never know what you might find. It might say it right on the door, like I said a minute ago there, because there in Frisco, that is exactly what it says. So now you know where the visiting team comes in. You know where the home team probably comes in. You are all set for outside the park graphing there in Frisco. So, we'll take the rest of the lap around here. You got the outfield stuff here. Again, you might see a few guys that, sneak out that way if they really want to try to avoid crowds and such. You get into center field here, and can I cut across this way? No, it won't let me cut across, unfortunately. So, got this park out here that, just kind of gets in the way of me trying to get around the park here. So, zoom around here. And we'll come back in on the other side there, right behind the scoreboard. Very nice. And just continue back up Texas Rangers Drive here. Another gate right here next to that same building that I mentioned. It has the administrative offices. So something else to possibly keep an eye on. The gates around there. You never know. Somebody might try to sneak out that way. And we're back to where we started here with the administrative offices. So this kind of gives you the ability to get a little bit of an idea of the lie of the ballpark, where players might come out on the field, which, by the way, I was going to show you that inside Frisco here in a second as well, if I can. Let me close out of this. We'll do that for you real quick. But Google Maps is a wonderful tool for this kind of stuff. I'm going to try one more time here with this. See what we can see from up in here, maybe. What's this give us? Okay, well, this gives you a view of that bullpen right there. I mean, you can see you're lined up right next to the pen. You've got seating right there. You can get some of these guys to sign for you after the game down there. They do have signs up that say no autographs during the game. So, yeah, don't bug them then. But, yeah, 2016 here this was. But nothing's really changed up there since then. Let me see here. If you look around out here, the great thing with Frisco, the players come in. There's no way for the players to come in through the dugout. Unfortunately, I can't really get a good look into the dugout there to show that to you. But if you look down here, we zoom in further now. I can't zoom in further, but right down here in this corner is where the teams come out of their clubhouse. There's one here for the visiting team. Home team is kind of behind where we're at here. But visiting players will come out from there. They'll have to walk right down the line. You can pick them off as they're coming down this way. Pitchers usually will just go straight from there right up to the bullpen, but still, you can, you'll see some movement there and see a guy take a quick U-turn, and you'll know, okay, that guy's going to the bullpen. Keep an eye out and see who it is. Look him up the steps there, and as he's walking in, you go, oh, hey, that's this guy, and you can run up real quick and get him. So, there you go. You can use that with really any ballpark. Just plug in the team or the name of the field if you know that. Preferably the name of the field, but whatever you can work with there. And just look up stuff that way. Look for photos online from during games or anything like that. Excuse me. Hopefully they will have some that you can kind of see into the dugout maybe, and you can get an idea. You can also determine which side they sit on, because traditional baseball, the home team sits on the first base side, the visiting team sits on the third base side. But a lot of them switch it nowadays, especially, for example, in Frisco here, home team is third base, visiting team is first base. So, yeah, you might need some help doing that, because, I mean, the worst thing you can possibly do is walk in there and go right next to the dugout and realize, oh, crap, the team I need is coming in on the other side, and you miss the first couple players. So, yeah, use any intel at your disposal to figure it out. When you get to the ballpark, walk a lap around. Figure out where some of the doors are, where some guys might come in and out at if you want to try to grab outside post game. And just work your way through from that. So hopefully that gives you a few ideas on how to go about all of this kind of stuff. And yeah, big thanks to Jack for posing this question here. Hope this all has helped you out. And so once again, thanks for tuning in this week. Check out the TTM Cast podcast at ttmcast.com. Check out sportscardforum.com and sportscollectors.net for your addresses. And check out my website at dfwgrapher.com.